The goal of this video is present the method that we use to find the distance from a point to a line. In this picture, our point is A, our line is L, and if we wish to find the distance between them, the first thing that we need to do is to find the line that is perpendicular to L and goes through the point A. Since that line is the one where we're going to see the distance between the point and the line, in other words, we have to go perpendicularly from A to L to find the distance between the point and the line. So I will sketch that line over here, and we're saying it's perpendicular. I'm going to call it P. Once we have the line P, we would like to find the point of intersection between the line L and the line P. This purple point here that I'm going to call I. And once we have that point I, the distance that we are trying to find is actually the distance between I and our point A. So, in general, our strategy is the following. For the first step, we want to write the equation of the line P perpendicular to L going to the point A. Then, for the second step, what we did was to find the point of intersection of the lines L and P. And for the third step, we find the distance between I and A. Let's see an example to illustrate this method. For our example, we have the line L with equation y equals negative 2x plus 5 and the point A with coordinates 7 and negative 4. And I left the steps that we're going to follow written here, so we have them as a guide. So, first of all, we are not required by the question to sketch the situation, but it could be that sketching the situation could help us complete the steps and make sure that we are not making any mistakes when doing so. So at this point, you should stop the video and sketch the line L and the point A so we can continue working. So we can add now to our picture the line P that is going to be perpendicular to L and go to the point A. Let me just try to sketch that such a line over here. It's gonna look like something like this. That's gonna be my line P. Yeah, so let's write the equation of this line. Let's see what we know about the line. We know that the gradient of the line L is negative 2. Then we can write what is the gradient of the line P, because it's going to be the negative reciprocal of negative 2, so it's going to be a half. That means that we know so far that our line P has equation y equals a half of x plus c, and we want to find that value of c. We know that A is a point of the line, so it verifies the equation. So that means if we substitute 7 by the value of x and negative 4 by the value of y, then we can find the value of c. So we are saying that negative 4 is going to be the same as 7 over 2 plus c, and this means that c is minus 4 minus 7 over 2, and this is saying that c is minus 7.5. So P has equation y equals half of x minus 7.5. Let's look at the picture and see if this makes sense. The picture is not perfect, and it's not very easy to see the scale in the picture because I made it small enough to fit on the space I have. But we can see that the y-intercept of the line is in a negative point that is smaller than negative 4, and could be in the picture could look like around negative 8. So that makes sense. And we also see that the line is increasing and not very fast, so the gradient of a half makes sense. So we can confirm, at least with our picture, that no, we are not awfully off with the equation that we wrote. And of course, if your picture is better, then you can be even more confident of your result. Now we're ready to move to step 2. We want to find the coordinates of the point of intersection of the lines L and P. Looking at the picture, it looks like those coordinates are going to be for the x coordinate around 5 and for the y coordinate around -5. So let's see what we find. We have an idea of what we should be getting as a result. So we're trying to see when it's true that y is equal to -2x plus 5, and at the same time, y is equal to a half of x minus 7.5. We solve this by equating values of y, so we can say that if y is equal to -2x plus 5 and y is also equal to half x minus 7.5, then -2x plus 5 has to be equal to half of x minus 7.5. So this is a linear equation we need to solve. We could do this by, first of all, multiplying everything by 2, so we don't have to worry about the fraction in the right hand side. So we'll be saying that -4x plus 10 is equal to x minus 15. If I add 4x on both sides, and I also subtract, no, sorry, I don't want to subtract, I want to sum 15 on both sides, then we are going to have that 25 is equal to 5x, so this means that x is equal to 5. Once we find the value of x, we can also find the value of y by substituting in any of our equations. I'll pick the first equation so we don't have denominators. So y is going to be -2 times 5 plus 5. So that means that y is equal to -5. So our point I has coordinates 5, -5, and that matches what we could see from the picture. And we need to complete now the third step. We need to find the distance between the point I and the point A. And we do this by applying the quadratic formula. So we need to look at the difference between the x-coordinate square and sum the difference between the y-coordinate square. And we want the square root of all of that. So this is the square root of 4 plus 1, so the square root of 5. So we found the distance between the line L and the point A to be square root of 5.